Hey guys, welcome back to IteariTV. My name is Iteari. Today we're going to go inside this Barnes & Noble to show you what crafty items they have out. Barnes & Noble always has plenty of different sections with crafty items, but you're just going to pay a lot more for them. It just started raining. Such is my luck. But I'm going to start in the back of the store. When I shop for myself, I usually start in the front of the store with the paper magazines and things. But I'm going to go to the back of the store and work my way up, because in the back you have the toys and the crafty kits, and usually there's a lot of great jewels back there. But just keep in mind that you're going to pay a premium price because you're shopping here at Barnes & Noble, and things are not going to be cheap. Okay, so we're going to see what they have out right now, and hopefully we can find some good things. Excuse the blur, the rain's in the way. So let's get busy. Okay guys, I ended up staying way longer in this store than I wanted to because I started seeing a lot of different bead kits that I liked, and I was taking a closer look at them. But we're going to start back here in the toy aisle near the Legos. And Legos are scattered throughout the store. This is just one section of them. And as you can see, the prices are very elevated. This one is $50. I've seen them at $80. I've seen them over $100. And this is basically building these Lego 3D or 5D, what do you call it? I don't know, items, sculptures. Can't think of the word of what you would really call this, but these are your elevated like Lego kits, and they are always expensive in Barnes & Noble, and I've seen them in a couple other stores, and they were the same price. So this is definitely a form of crafting. It's definitely a craft. It's definitely an art to it. I then saw this stationery kit for $15. I think it's very funny how Barnes & Noble puts $15 on something and calls it cheap. Then you have a $12 kit here. This paperweight is 30% off. I remember that paperweight being like close to $20 or near it. This Easy Sparkle window art kit is $12. I always look at the puzzles when I'm in here. I love the 100-piece puzzles because they're quicker to put together, usually. This one is $7. Then I always look at the card games. Barnes & Noble has a ton of different card games, and you can use these cards in your journaling. Of course, most people would rather go to Dollar Tree and get cards there for journaling because you're paying a quarter of the price. Here's a funky little journal. You can get journals that look similar to this at Ross for only $8 or less. You're going to pay $10 here at Barnes & Noble. Then you have a charade card game, which would be cute for journaling. Those are marked down to $5 right now. And every Barnes & Noble is set up different. So this clearance aisle was in the back of the store. This clearance table, I've seen the clearance tables in the front of the store and the side of the store. Everything's different depending on where you go. That was a little collar for your pet for $5. And then you have some sidewalk chalk for $5. There's all sorts of little knickknacks and artsy things throughout the entire Barnes & Noble store. It's huge. The magnets were $6. Then you have these cards that were marked down several times, finally to $3. Here's one of the first bead kits I saw for $5. And then you have this Care Bear card kit, which would be good for journaling if you were big into the Care Bears. I love this vegetable card kit. I look at this every time I come here and I never buy it, but I really do like that one. I own both of these puzzles. I have not put them together yet. I think these are like $15. That one's $17, I'm sorry, of course. And then that one's $15. I purchased these. There was like a puzzle sale going on when I purchased these, I think. And then here's another one by Crocodile Creek. I'm a huge fan of Crocodile Creek, the puzzles in the kids' aisles, because they're bigger, they're easier. This one is $21.99. Barnes & Noble also has a larger puzzle section that is for the adults that we'll see. And then throughout the toy section, you'll always see these really cute stationery and journaling kits. And most of the time, these particular kits I don't see in other stores by these brands, this $19.99 one. Unless it's like a CVS. You'll see these particular brands in like a CVS possibly, or another store where you're going to pay a higher price. This STMT brand I've seen in other places besides Barnes & Noble. I can't remember where. I've seen it in Books A Million. It's always expensive. I love the packaging. Like this journal kit was $24.95. I love everything it came with, but the price is definitely elevated. And then you have this other diary kit for $20.99, Creativity for Kids. I love this journal. This is in here every time I go into Barnes & Noble. This has been here year after year, okay? And the journal comes with the pre-drawn characters, and you get stickers and all the things. Very cute. But again, very expensive when you're used to paying like Ollies prices or Dollar Tree prices. And then you have pens, gel pens these are $10, y'all. And we've seen something similar at Ollies, different brand and different pen toppers, but we've seen them for like $5 or $4. So that's the difference here. This was the first time I saw a ton of this Statement brand or STMT brand with all the different sorts of bag charm kits and bead kits. I really loved these kits. But the prices are elevated at $15, 20 something dollars. You're paying a much higher price here. There were tons of bead kits to choose from, and there was a tumbler making kit. I just loved how cutesy all this packaging was. And I did love the bead kits as well. For certain bead kits, maybe the price is worth it. Maybe. I would love to see this brand show up in Ollies for half the price, just like the Claire's buyout stuff. So this one was $17. I loved looking at this charm kit. This was one of my favorites. I would love to see this one pop up in Ollies. And then I really liked this bigger bead kit here. I kind of felt like this one was worth the price, and that one there beside it. I kind of felt like this one was worth the price at $22.99 because those beads are really nice. And you can use those on beadable pens. The holes are bigger on those. And then there was a wooden bead kit that I really liked. And then this larger bead kit was $30. I just would love to see this pop up in Ollies for half the price. I would love to see it. So the wooden bead kit was $15. Really great beads. So I don't know. I liked this custom jewelry case too. I mean, all of this was really pretty. I just don't like the elevated prices, of course. Now, I'm a Barnes & Noble shopper. I shop here frequently. I've shown you papercraft books. I've shown you stationery from Barnes & Noble. I have hauled from here. I just have to really like it and be in the mood to really spend that type of money. I thought this kit was really cool. This positivity candle kit where you could make scented candles. I love it. Love it. That one was $23. I feel like that's a good price for that, for the candle making kit. And then you have your Faber-Castell aisle, which is always going to be expensive. This brand is always expensive unless you find it in Ross, okay? You got to find him in Ross or a Pop Shelf or Dollar General because it's expensive elsewhere. This is the puzzle aisle for the adults. I have this capybara puzzle here, this 500 piece. I have not put it together yet. This one is $17. They had a time, Barnes & Noble had a time where they had all puzzles buy one, get one half off. And that ran for a little while. And that's when I hauled a whole bunch of puzzles during that time. And this is where the toys would be in my particular Barnes & Noble. They have one set of Mofusan figurines sitting out. So look in the back of your Barnes & Noble near the toys because they now have blind box toys, which are more of the adult toys. You don't want to give this to a 3-year-old, right? These are expensive, on more the expensive side. This box is $8, which is not as bad as some boxes, but like this Miffy stuff over here, this is going to run you $15. Miffy is not cheap, honey. Miffy, you're going to pay a price for Miffy wherever you go. Okay, this box is $15. This blind box here. I have not done any Miffy blind box unboxings over on Incredibly Iteari yet because she's a bunny. So I just kind of stay away from the bunnies, but I do think she's very cute, but she is very expensive. It's storming here now, so you may hear some thunder in the background. For all my Bible journaling people, I came over here to the Bible accessories. I do enjoy looking at the Bible accessories aisle of Barnes & Noble. There are Bible-specific highlighters. I'm assuming these do well on Bible pages, those thinner pages. There are scripture lunchbox notes that you can use for journaling. That cup there was like $44. It was insane. They have this majestic Bible tabs pack for $6.99. I think these are neat for your Bible. The lunchbox notes for the kids were $7.99. And then I looked at these clear stamps here, which I really liked. I see these every time I go into Barnes & Noble. You should not have a problem finding any of these items. It's always in stock. And I believe these were $4.99. That's actually a great price for those stamps. That's probably the most reasonably priced item we've seen so far, is those clear stamps. Okay, and then we have these Faith Planner stickers. I think you get 4 sheets in here for $6.95. These are really pretty. I believe I have these. I caught these on a sale, I think somewhere at a different Barnes & Noble a while back, but they always have these in here as well. You shouldn't have any problems finding any of these items in your Barnes & Noble. Here's a Bible journaling pen. Now, I only saw one of these, so I don't know how frequently they put these out, but it says God is love. I love that yellow. This is $9.99 for that pen. So I'm hoping it writes good. Then you have some other Christian-based items here. So if you're into this, make sure you walk down that Christian aisle because they have some really great Bible stationery, okay? And also near the toys, you have the little people backpacks for your little ones and their little lap desks. You can find some really cute bookmarks back here. These eye clips, I have some of those. This Stitch bookmark was $6.95, I believe. So most of these bookmarks are that price. That Stitch bookmark is really cool. But again, that's a high price to pay for a bookmark. You know what I'm saying? And then we have planners. So they got these monthly planners with just these monthly layouts, y'all. I think this one is $12.99. Now, I love the cover. I love the cover. But $12.99, y'all. You can get similar style planners with the band around them at TJ Maxx even for $6.99. That Paper Source is expensive because it's Paper Source. Okay, and then you have the wall calendars. Don't ever buy a wall calendar from anywhere but Dollar Tree. You have this stationery set. They have a, what is it, the Wasp? What are they calling it? I'll see it again in a minute. That stationery is $29.99. That's crazy. The Paper Wasp collection. That paperweight is very pretty. For $14.99 though, but it's very pretty. And so this Paper Wasp collection right now is this beautiful purple and cream pattern. These items are very beautiful. This particular item is 30% off. The journals and things, you can get a whole set. But these are some very expensive stationery items, okay, when we start talking Paper Source. This notepad was really pretty for $12.99, but again, very elevated prices, okay? But I do love that Wasp collection. Now, wasps in real life, no, petrified, but that collection is beautiful. Here are some more Lego items. And then here are some more arts and crafty kits. These are $12. You can plaster, you can paper craft with the flowers, you can do the magical world of crochet. We got this beaded bracelet one that I was interested in for $12. This is the one I would have purchased if I had to choose between them all. I love the bead color combinations in this. This is by the brand Craft Maker. $12 at Barnes & Noble, and they always have these kits out. So you will never have a problem finding these. And then they have buy one, get one 50% off these sticker books. These are sticker by numbers and calm coloring books and other types of sticker books, $12. Then you have some more coloring books and sticker books over here for $12, some for $8. So look out for the buy one, get one 50% off. Here's some more kits, these tie-dye kits. We can get tie-dye kits from Ollies for half the price. It won't be the same type of kit, but you can get, tie-dye kits for half the price at Ollies. And then I was looking at this collage kit, which is really interesting. I see this every time I come in here for $10, and I like it. I may actually get that one day. But it comes with stickers and the collage boards and some other materials, and I was kind of taking some time to look at it because I was like, yeah, this is neat. It's a great scrapbooking or glue booking kit. You get an instructional leaflet, 3 canvas boards, but I would use this in like a journal, a regular journal. And then we have more vision board kits. This one is $12. I actually like the way these kits are set up too. I haven't purchased one, but they look really cute. These are always in Barnes & Noble. You have another vision board kit. That one's $17. Comes with a lot of different things. A lot of these are like the cork board kits. You put the cork board on your wall, you can look at it over and over. To stay focused on your vision, this is another version of the vision board kit for $17. But I liked the first one better, the $12 one. And I like that $10 one too. I may eventually get those and unbox those because I see those every time and I'm like, I really like those. Then we have these other sticker by numbers by Brain Game. I love the images in this one. Even if you don't do the sticker by number, like, use the background images of those. I was trying to find the gold foil stickers because it said that it came with gold foil stickers. So the gold foil stickers were sort of in the back. Then they have sketchbooks for days, $10 and $15. You can get sketchbooks for half the price at Ross. Then they have journals. Most of these journals have like AI printed images on them. You can tell it's AI. I like that typewriter though. Like some of them I like. I like that stamp one for $9. And it's just lined paper. Okay. And then we have some more journals with AI printed images. It looks like. Maybe not that jade one. That $8 one comes in a 3-pack. Those are nice. Yeah, those $8 ones with the 3-packs are nice because those are, I think, stitched on the side, like sewn on the side. And then these coloring books are buy one, get one 50% off. You see that Love You to Death coloring stickers? Do not buy that from here. That book is $5 at Five Below. That's how crazy Barnes & Noble is. That book is literally $5 at Five Below, if you can find it. And Barnes & Noble has it for double the price. I own that book. It's crazy. I own this one, The Cozy Cappy Cuddles by Helen H. Wu. I like the way Helen H. Wu does her cappy faces. Her cappy faces are different from everyone else's. The eyes are sort of like this 5D look. And so I own that book. That one was $9. And this kawaii one is $9. I don't have this one yet, but I look at it every time I come in here. I really do like it. I'm just flipping through that. They have books that look like that in Ollies for half the price. Here are some other sticker books and other crafty kits. This retro sticker bomb for $10. You can find kits like this in Ollies as well for like $5. They won't be the same kind, but they'll be very similar. And they just come with sheets of stickers and maybe a journal and different types of stickers. Here's another sticker bomb for $10. You won't find these exact ones in Ollies, but you can find similar ones for like $7 or $5. I have a kawaii one from Ollies that was like $5 or $7. And then these charm up kits, I thought this one was really neat. I really thought about getting this one to make your own shaker charms. Excuse me. That was $12. And then they had some other ones. And when I walk out of the store later, we will see more of these kits in the front of the store. So I was looking at the Charm It Up kit, trying to read what it came with. These are very interesting to me. I may eventually go back and get that one. And then we have other coloring book kits and bracelet kits for $10 and $15. Price isn't horrible, but it all just depends on what you want. Like you got that creepy kawaii coloring book set. I hadn't seen that particular one before. This was my first time seeing that particular one for $15. You can find similar things in Ollies for sure for half the price. But if you want the exact kit, like with the exact characters, then that's when you may want to pay a different price. Here's another section of expensive bookmarks. You're going to be paying like $6 to $7 a pop for these bookmarks, okay? I do love these silver bookmarks, that owl. I liked that one. $7.95, so it's like $8 for that bookmark. And then you have the seahorse. That was my favorite one. And then in this particular Barnes & Noble, they have the paper books behind the counter. And I noticed that La Dolce Vita, I hadn't seen that one. So I made a mental note to go back and get that one so I can flip through it over on Praise Shop Cruise. Make sure you follow me on that channel as well as Incredibly Iteari, which is my toy collection channel. I flipped through most of the paper books back there. Almost every single one, except for a couple that I didn't like. I own almost every single paper book back there. I will be going back to get La Dolce Vita. That La Dolce Vita book is by a different brand, I think, than the paper books. But I own a combination of both of those brands. And I take my flip throughs very seriously. I love flipping through those books. And I'm just looking at this other clearance section by the register. I did love these hardback, sort of like vintage children's books. They had Bambi. I saw Barbie. You know, this Mermaids was kind of new, different. Hadn't seen this one. But I would love to use these for journaling. And I loved how that heavyweight chipboard that the book was made out of. These cute chibis. Is it chibi? I think they're cute. They've grown on me. Every time I walk in here, I'm like, I need to get me one of these books. $8 and $9 for these like cozy, cute books. And then y'all, the magazine aisle is where you'll find a lot of the paper crafting books in other Barnes and Nobles. This particular coloring book I was flipping through because I wanted to show y'all that these pages are very thin, okay? They're not the thinnest, but y'all, they're charging $12.99 for this coloring book. Similar, this is Dollar Tree quality, this coloring book. And then Flo has a new magazine out. I flipped through that one a little bit. This is not one of the Papercraft magazines. This is one of their regular like monthly subscription magazines. I think it's $24.99. These Papercraft books and paper magazines are always expensive, okay? They're $25, they're $30, they're $35. They're not cheap, okay? The Flo Stop the Scroll Journal, I did flip through that. Thought this was neat. You could do some really cool glue booking or journaling in this. Days and days of journaling. And then they've already created some of the pages for you, so that could help give you inspiration. This is clocking at like, what was that, $28.99? Pretty much $30. So then I sort of walked around this aisle where we're getting into the journals, we're getting into the pens, we're getting into the coffee mugs. We got the vinyls, we got just a whole bunch of planners. It's just stationery heaven, okay? But very expensive stationery heaven, okay? So this one zebra pen was $6. Just get your zebra pens at Dollar Tree. But if there's a specific zebra pen that you want or a specific midliner that you want that Dollar Tree doesn't have, then maybe come to Barnes & Noble or order online. Midliner is expensive on Amazon too, though. I liked these 3 mini notebooks, these butterflies. These were $12.50. Again, you can get miniature notebooks from Dollar Tree for a quarter of the price. We know. But this is Barnes & Noble, okay? Barnes & Noble's like, you're not at Dollar Tree, baby. You're here, okay? So act accordingly. So these zebra pens, you know, these lettering pens, these are $23, okay? These midliners, expensive. Now, I do own midliners, and most planner girlies swear by their midliners. They're very good highlighters. These are $26. These are expensive on Amazon. These are expensive in other stores as well, but they are very good. And these are journals, the Last Chance journals that are out. They had a little pickleball journal over there. I do like the colors of the pickleball journal. I flipped through that one a little bit just because I was curious as to what they were putting in the pickleball journal for $15. And this is what it's looking like. I'm not a pickleball person. It looks like they're teaching you some things. You're able to track your scoring maybe. All the good stuff. Then we're looking at where we have some notepads here where you can track what you're reading. More journals. I'm kind of just quickly going through this aisle because this was a very long walkthrough of this particular store that I was not planning to do. And I was ready to leave. This huge notepad was $19.50. This brand here, this Bando brand planner, I see this sometimes in TJ Maxx. Stickers and planner items by them. This planner here is pretty much $30 rounded up. Just round everything up $30, okay? So then we have a notepad, notes and ideas. Another expensive pad, $16.99. Then we have the journal wall. Barnes & Noble has some of the most beautiful journals you will see. I will give them that. You're just gonna have to pay a heavier price for them. This is the Rifle Paper Co. wall. So you got Paper Source and then you got Rifle Paper Company. Rifle Paper Company is not to be played with, okay? They are very expensive, very expensive. This is the Rifle Paper Company aisle. I didn't even look at prices because if you know, you know. You just know. They're just expensive. Very great quality, but I've purchased Rifle Paper Company things before, but it's definitely something I do on a special occasion. But the stationery is very elevated, very beautiful stationery. Then we have more journals, and then I'm going to wrap around and kind of go through looking at the journals, sketchbooks. I took a look at the cafe. I looked at the vinyl on the way out. This Paddington, what's his name? Paddington. I like Paddington. He's a classic to me. That stationery set was basically $17. But I'm about to go ahead and walk out the store in a few. This was a long one today. And let me know if you shop at Barnes & Noble. Do you go there for only books, or do you ever buy stationery and journals there? Because they have so much more than just books. Have you guys ever had coffee from the Barnes & Noble Cafe? Is it any good? Do they have lemonade? Is it any good? Is the lemonade any good? Do they have any like cool drinks? I always get those cafe coupons and I never try them. So let me know if you've actually sat in a cafe and had a drink or a snack there. I would like to know if they're any good. If I've had a lemonade from them, it's been a long time ago. So then we got the Straight Outta Compton album, which I was excited to see. Always excited to see that picture. I love that album cover. Then the that Spider-Man album next to it was actually really good too. The limited edition soundtrack. So yeah, I'll just let you guys walk out of the store with me. I'm a huge Kid Cudi fan, Intergalactic Kid Cudi. I love that album too. I need to just get me a record player and stop playing around. I love how those vinyls look. I really just need to stop playing around. Thanks for watching, guys. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe to my other channels. Check the description for important information. Be on the lookout for future flip-throughs and store walkthroughs. Let me know what store you'd be interested in seeing me walk through next. And I'll see you next time in the craft aisle.